Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I've got my little Ollie bear back there, so he's gonna be joining us for this video. It seems like he might start snoring at some point. We'll see what happens. But anyway, today's video is all about vision board creation. Every year I make a vision board so that I can manifest everything that I want for the new year, any goals or anything that I really want to call. I pretty much just like put it all into a board that I have right here, and it manifests in one way or another. I did a video for the 2021 board that I made, and I believe I mentioned that like it doesn't always come true the way that you might expect it. Like there's different ways and different things that happen. So I always suggest keeping an open mind, but it is a great way for you to not only like visualize like what you want, because I think that visualization is such a powerful tool, but it's also just like a way for you to say, okay, this is what I'm calling in for 2022 and this is really what I want. And you'll start seeing how things do unfold the way, like to give you what you've been asking for. So this is my 2021 board, and like I said, I did this one, I did a YouTube video about it last year, and pretty much a lot of these things did come true in one way or another. So for example, I put Paris and I put La Durée specifically because I love macarons, and my dream is to just like sit in front of the Eiffel Tower and eat some macarons. Now, I didn't go to Paris this year because believe me, you would have seen a video about Paris had I gone there. It was actually because I made the decision to not go this year, just with everything that's been going on with the pandemic. I really want to go and enjoy it and not like worry about, getting sick or not being able to attend certain things just because they're closed and things like that. So I really want to go and I want to be able to enjoy it because I've never been to Paris and it's always been my dream. So I want to go and really just have the best time ever. So I didn't go to Paris. However, I did find La Durée in Miami, which I didn't know that there was a La Durée in Miami. I didn't even bother Googling it. But one day I was in the Miami Design District and I just like see this cute little cart that was in like a pastel green. And I'm like, oh wow, it actually looks very similar to the one that I have in this photo, which is so funny. And so I just like walk out and I'm like, oh, that's such a cute little cart. And I like get closer and I see macarons and I'm like, wow, there's macarons, like I definitely have to stop by. And then I get even closer and I see that it says La Durée and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like I literally didn't know that there was a La Durée in Miami, and now I found a cart that looks just like this one in the Design District. And so I got some macarons, and obviously I didn't get to sit in front of the Eiffel Tower to eat them, but it was still really nice anyway. So like I said, it's all about keeping an open mind because it might not come true the exact way that you expect it to, but you're still getting something with it. Now, as for Paris, like I said, we didn't go to Paris, but we did go to Charleston. And I'm not saying that Charleston is like Paris, but it does have a lot of French influence, and it has like cobblestone streets and all the things that I love about Europe. So I got to enjoy that. We got to eat a lot of French food. We got to eat, like the restaurants were like legit like French names, and everything was, I mean, I can't say that it's very Parisian because I haven't been to Paris, but it really did seem very legit, or as legit as it can get in Charleston in the US. Other things, I had the YouTube channel because I really wanted to be able to focus on YouTube. I started my YouTube channel last year, so it's only been a year since I created it. I think it's probably been like a year and like a couple weeks or something, so it hasn't been that long, but I've had so much fun. And I was actually talking to Chris about it not long ago and just kind of thinking about like how crazy it has been from my first video ever to where I am today. I still don't think that it is exactly where I want to be, but I do feel like I'm a lot more comfortable on camera, a lot more comfortable just like editing, being a lot quicker at it and everything. So it just feels a lot better, and it definitely does feel like a lot of growth. And I think one other thing that I love about vision boards is that whether or not what you manifested became true, you can at least look back at where you were a year ago and see the growth and like everything that you've learned since. So I think that for me in that sense, like YouTube has been really something where I've seen myself grow, not just like in terms of the channel itself, but also just like my confidence and everything. It just definitely has changed a lot. And so I'm really happy about that. And I do still have a lot of big goals for this, so we'll see. Anyway, that was 2021. So now for the 2022 vision boards, I have a few printouts of the things that I want to manifest. So the way that I do my vision boards is I pretty much just like sit with myself and I, try to understand where I am right now and where I want to be in the next year and the next 5 years, things like that. But I try to keep my goals more, I don't want to say small, but a little bit more attainable within a year or so. Obviously, I'm very aware that there's things that might not come true in an entire year, but it is my way to start manifesting things that I want to, happen to me in the next year or so. And it's just like a way if at least like the whole goal doesn't come true, at least I'm getting there and I'm working towards that and I'm calling that in so that I'm one step closer to where I want to be. So my suggestion if you're going to build a vision board is, well, first of all, find a board, whether it's like the board like what I have. You can get a cork board, you can get just like literally a piece of white board and just glue things onto it, whatever works for you. Oh, hi there. We've got Milo here now. The dogs are gonna manifest with me apparently, and there's a snore. Okay, dude. Anyway, as I was saying, so you're gonna get a board where you're gonna put your, vision. My vision board specifically, like this blackboard that I have, it goes on my like office space, and it's actually on the wall that my desk faces. So every day when I'm working, I literally see it right there on the wall, and it's like a reminder for me of like the things that I want to accomplish, the things that I'm manifesting for the next year, really like my goals and the vision, and it helps me really visualize it. So I do suggest putting it in a place where you're going to see it daily. When I was a kid, I used to do like a different version of vision boards, but I did still have some things that I was like, I want this to happen this year, and I would put it on my closet. So every morning when I opened my closet door, I would see it there, and I'd be like, okay, this is really what I'm working for or working towards. So once you have your board, wherever you're going to put your things, I would suggest then thinking about what you want to call into for the next year. So whether that is something for your professional life, anything financial, anything, relationships, anything like that, I would start thinking about it and then just go and find images. So Google, Pinterest, even Canva. So I use Canva. A few of these things I found in Canva, most of them are actually from Pinterest or Google. You can just like do like specific searches for what you want, like whether it's a phrase or anything like that, and just go through it and find things that inspire you and things that you want to have for the next year or so. I just print them out in like a piece of paper. You can also go through magazines if you want to. You can print them out in like thicker paper with or like a photo finish, whatever you want to do. You can get as fancy as you want or not. As long as you understand what you're visualizing, that is really what matters the most. So I've got all these things. I'm just gonna like go ahead and cut them, and then I can start working on putting it together. Okay, once you've got your pieces cut out, then you can start assembling your board. And one thing that I forgot to mention earlier is when you're choosing out these things that you want to manifest, like try to be as specific as possible, because really that's the best way to, focus on what it is that you want. So for example, if you want a house, you don't have to just say, oh, I just want a house. Like when I did the house manifestation, even though it didn't happen, but still I found images of houses that I would 100% want. So houses that I have everything that I'm looking for, houses that have like the style that I want and things like that. So try to do that. Don't just put a photo of like a house that you're like, I wouldn't even buy this if I saw it. No, try to find like your dream house and get as close to it as possible so that you're really manifesting that thing specifically. Anyway, I always like to print out like something with the year so that I know like this is exactly what I want for 2022. So, well, specifically for this year, it's going to be 2022. Just crazy that we're already going into 2022. So we are going to start with this one because I am going to then arrange everything based on the space that I have, but I always like to put the year so that I know, okay, this is what's going to happen for me or what I'm calling in for this new year. So as I mentioned, getting specific is really important. So I printed out one that says 1,000 subscribers because that is one of my things that I'm manifesting for 2022. Last year, it was just the YouTube logo. I was like, let's see what happens with YouTube. I want to focus on it. I want to be able to like grow it, but I didn't really have like a specific goal in mind. Now for 2022, by the end of the year, I want to have 1,000 subscribers or more. So feel free to tell your friends to subscribe. Anyway, that is something that I do want for the New Year's, to be able to like reach those 1,000 subscribers or more, like I said. So at a minimum, I want to get here, and I'm currently at, well, when I'm filming this video, I'm at 380. I don't know what's going to happen by the time that I post this, but thinking positive, Monica, it's going to be more. Anyway, so I'm not halfway there yet, which is fine, but I feel like a lot of things can happen in 1 year, so I think that I can definitely make it to 1,000, and that's why I want to be specific about it, and this is really what I want for 2022 in terms of my YouTube channel. I want to be able to travel more, so obviously because of the pandemic, travel has been reduced significantly, and I really love traveling. I love exploring new cities. I love, exploring new countries, everything. So I definitely want to be able to travel more, so I printed out a photo of a plane. It should look prettier. It's just our printer, I guess, was really struggling with the colors of the sunset, I think this might be. But anyway, I'm just going to put this here because I do want to travel more next year. And speaking of traveling, so I put this photo. It is a French Christmas market. This is in Colmar. I don't know if that's actually how you pronounce it, but it is a very popular Christmas market, and I am absolutely obsessed with Christmas, and I do feel like Europeans do Christmas really, really well. So I would love to spend a Christmas in, or not necessarily Christmas, but at least like a few weeks in December in Europe, just like exploring all the Christmas markets, all the Christmas lights, all the Christmas food, all that stuff. And so I put this one, the French market, because I think it is one of the prettiest ones. As I mentioned, when you're printing out these images, you can also find inspirational messages or words. And so I found one that says, I'm creating the life of my dreams, because really I want to focus 2022 on building that life of my dreams, something that I am, as I mentioned, like instead of living on autopilot, living with purpose and intention. And so that's part of it. And I also printed this one that says, I manifest everything I desire, because again, it really goes well with the board. It's all about everything that I want, I am manifesting, and I really wanted this as a reminder of remember, Monica, this is powerful and you are calling this in for you. Along with all these manifestations and creating my dream life, you know, it's hashtag girl boss, which I know sounds cheesy, but I don't want to talk too much about it because it's still something that I've been working on for this year and don't have fully planned out just yet, but it is something that I've been working on to build something out that I feel goes more aligned with my vision of life and like my goals and just who I am as a person. So that's what this is about that reminder of I'm building something that I am very proud of and something that I love and something that I'm passionate about and something that fills me up and something that I feel is more aligned with who I am as a person and what I want to do. And so again, I can't go into too many details. I feel like this is so broad and might not necessarily make a lot of sense, but just building a little something that I think is going to bring me closer to who I want to be professionally. I've got this phrase that says the goal isn't more money, it's financial freedom. That is something else that I'm calling into the new year, is just feeling financially free in the sense of, you know, I'm not going to be like stressing out all the time about money and things like that. It's about really just manifesting that abundance financially. So that is something that I'm calling in for 2022, is just being able to feel financially free, including, you know, for all the trips that I want to take and all these things that I'm trying to plan out. I also have Instagram here because I feel like throughout the years, I've been able to create a nice little community on Instagram and connect with a lot of people that resonate with a lot of things that I share, and just have been able to like form really nice relationships. And so one of my goals with Instagram is to really just focus on building relationships through that platform and being able to connect with others and just showing a little bit more of the real side of Instagram, because I feel like, you know, a lot of times we do see that whole like Instagram versus reality, and the whole Instagram part is so manufactured and just like fake, and a lot of filters and a lot of like heavy editing and people not looking the way that they actually look, and you know, all these things. So just trying to create a more natural place, a more genuine place, more vulnerable place. And that's just what I'm trying to do with Instagram, is just create a space where people feel safe and they feel that they can connect with others without, you know, feeling like they're living in this like fake world. And lastly, this one is from last year. It is that photo of Paris, because I'm not giving up on Paris. So I definitely still want to, you know, manifest that trip to Paris. And I do have that French Christmas market. So, you know, maybe Paris in the winter, maybe Paris in the summer, spring. I don't know what's going to happen, but I do want to go to Paris, and I do want to see the Eiffel Tower, and I do want to eat a macaron in front of the Eiffel Tower and just live my French best life. Okay, there we go. This is my 2022 vision board. So you can see a little bit of everything there. A lot of it has to do with France, like traveling, and then definitely just like building my dream life and manifesting everything, because that is exactly what I'm doing from like a professional standpoint, from, you know, a personal growth and everything. So that's pretty much what I really want for the new year. A lot of connecting with others through, you know, like social media channels, and just being able to like form new relationships and just live a life that is more intentional and more aligned with who I am. It's totally okay if your board looks completely different, if, you know, you're focusing more on personal relationships and things like that. Maybe you want to manifest a dog, or, you know, anything else like that that you're hoping to bring into 2022. That is totally okay. It's your life and it's whatever you want to call in. But like I said, my most important tips is to find images that really resonate with you and you're just kind of like, wow, this really feels like what I want, and to get as specific as you possibly can. So like I said, my example of like the 1,000 YouTube subscribers, or going to that specific French Christmas market, those kind of things I feel like would really help you. And just try to think of, you know, whether it's, like I said, a home or a dog specifically that you want. Maybe you want a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel like Ollie, or one that is a tricolor like Milo, or maybe you want a Husky, I don't know. But anyway, just like try to find the specific images that really resonate with you and the life that you're trying to bring into for like 2022, or, you know, trying to manifest, and that'll definitely be helpful. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that now you feel inspired to create your own vision board where you can visualize everything that you want for 2022 and manifest that dream life. I think if you really believe that it is possible, you're gonna make it happen. Just really imagine yourself living that life that you want, whether that is living in a different country. Just imagine yourself living there, or getting engaged. Imagine what that moment would be like. Get as specific as you can and really just visualize yourself there, and you're, you know, one step closer to getting that. If you have any questions about making a vision board, if you want to comment, you know, something that you're manifesting for 2022, if you want to share anything, please leave it in the comment section. If you like this video, please give it a like, a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.